Ain't nobody in here. That's okay. I'ma just vibe out by myself. Ooh. What's up? Hey. Hello. Ooh. We got people in here. Ooh, hello. Hi. We just doing a little audio check. Can y'all hear me? Let me know. Ooh, hi. We got the vibes here. You know, we got the Denise Williams. Can y'all hear that though? Let me know. We got an interview today. Ooh. Can y'all, hi. Can y'all hear everything? Can y'all hear the music? Please let me know. We are going to be interviewing Ephraim Nehemiah tonight with a very special treat. Yes. Just waiting for the homies to get in. You know, we haven't really started yet. We starting at 6. So you can just vibe out with me. Until then. I'm listening to Yes I Am by The Emotions. Okay, cool. I'm glad y'all can hear me. Okay. I'm waiting for my interview partner to arrive. I'm a little confused here. Hold on. Give me one moment. Just vibe out. We got having a couple problems. Hello, how you doing? We are about to pop off on an interview with writer Ephraim Nehemiah. We about to get it crack-a-lackin'. Just give me one moment. Thank you. So y'all can just listen to music with me for a little while, please. Yeah. Okay. So, we got some more people in here. Hey, what's up with you? Thank you for joining me. We're about to pop off on this interview in 5 minutes, okay? So until then, we just gonna vibe to The Emotions. Hey, hi! Hold on, let me wave at y'all. Ooh. Boo. Hello! How y'all doing? How y'all day been? Hi, Slangston. What's up with y'all? Hello. How's everybody's day going? I love you. Kisses. Y'all vibing? What y'all binging? You know what it is, Langston. So we got a couple commercials before we start it up. You know. I've been told to shout out SPK, Salt Pepper Ketchup. That is the program above us. It is a youth open mic and it's free, but since everything is virtual now, you know, we gotta do it on live. So if you want to tune in and hear some amazing youth voices, pull up on June 12th. I know you're not doing nothing, you sitting in the crib. Why don't you enjoy some youth poetry for free, for the free skis. That's on June 12th. And next Friday, we have another hot sauce interview with Ebony Payne. Be sure to check that out. That is this series. Oh, yes, and we have a special feature, Crystal Valentine. I forgot about that. Ooh, I forgot about that. That's gonna be swell. Y'all not gonna want to miss it. And if you miss it, I'ma come find you. I'm gonna just let you know I'm gonna come find you if you miss it. So I better see all 4 of y'all that's in here right now at SBK, period. And on the next hot sauce interview next Friday. Okay. And that's that. Alrighty. We still waiting for more people. Y'all been watching Avatar? Hi. I'll wave at y'all. Why none of y'all answering my questions? Y'all just gonna let me talk by myself? Hi. So y'all been watching Avatar? Y'all better be. Wow, so nobody's going to answer me. That's cool. I'ma just oh, the great, the all-powerful Ephraim is in the building. Hello, I'ma wave at you. I'ma wave at you. I'ma wave at you. Ooh, we got a treat. We listening to some vibes. Ooh, yes. Okay. How do I I've actually, this is my first live ever. Hi, Ajua. This is my first live ever, so I'm not really sure how do I add a person? Let me turn this down. Okay. Hi. Oh, I love you. Hello. Do. I'm about to steal you. Okay. Yes. Ooh, are you ready? Wait, Ephraim, let me know if you're ready Are you ready before I start? Hello. How you doing?
What's good? How are you?
I am pretty amazing. Honestly, I'm enjoying my little quarantine.
Word. Let me try
Look
to
at
do
you
it.
all crispy and do-rag. Okay, we got this look going on. Period. So, before we get it, I forgot to do your little intro. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Hold on.
You all good. You all good.
Because no, I need to reveal to the world how powerful you are. So, Ephraim Nehemiah, and am I saying that right? Because you all
Nehemiah. Nehemiah.
Nehemiah, like my
Yeah,
knee. Okay, Nehemiah.
Yeah, just Nehemiah though. Say it fast.
All right, Okay, so Ephraim Nehemiah's poetry uses rhythmic call and response, evocative narratives, and accessible subject matter to create a transformative experience for listeners across the nation. The work embraces vulnerability to share personal experiences that create necessary dialogue and teaching. Oh, I definitely read that wrong. Around race, class, and gender, Ephraim is currently a program director and teaching artist at 12 Literary Arts
What
in
to update that?
Ohio, as well as the coach of top 10 nationally ranked teams that competed at Brave New Voices and the College Union's Poetry Slam Invitational. A finalist performer in several regional and national competitions, such as 2017 Individual World Poetry Slam and 2018 Rust Belt Poetry. Oh, okay, you be doing the most. All right. Ephraim also performed at the collaboration with the Museum of Contemporary Art Detroit, the Cleveland Foundation, TEDx Talks Button Poetry, the Sal Williams World Tour, and others. Okay, look at you.
I'll be trying.
You be doing the dang thing. I would curse, but this is a youth live. So I'm gonna just affirm you. You're affirmed for that. Okay, period. So, let's get it started with a general vibe check. How you been spending your quarantine? Any shows you binging, whatnot?
Man, what's up? There's this anime called Get Backers, that I used to watch way back when, but I never finished it. So I'm like, let me finish that. The Last Dance was on, you know what I'm saying? Even though LeBron James is obviously the best basketball player ever, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Michael Jordan's number 2. So, shout out to being able to see that and recognize his second placeness. I've been able to get some writing done, which was cool because at first that was like not happening at all. So I've been grateful to be able to create. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Been cooking more,
Okay. I like it. I'm very, very glad to hear that. I've been trying to chef it up, because I really don't want to spend my money. Hello.
Ain't no bias. All right, LeBron James is the best all-around basketball player ever. Talk about some Cleveland bias.
Okay, I don't really know the sporticals like that, but the chat, what do y'all think?
It go LeBron. All right, Jordan.
Okay, we getting some hearts. Though. They seem to agree with you. Okay.
Kareem, You know what I'm saying?
I bang. Okay, you got a little period. Okay, period. So we gonna get into the I prepared some questions for you because I'm excited. So basically, I have a whole bunch, and my handwriting literally makes no sense. So
I'll
I'm
be on
looking
the
through
same
them.
thing. I'm like, what did I write? I'll be having to use
Yeah,
context
like
clues for my own writing. Like,
this dang chicken scratch. I'm like, what is going on? So, oh, we gonna get into it. What do you believe? Well, if you found your purpose, what do you believe is your purpose?
my purpose, man. I guess no, I'm not still fine. I know what I'm on. Shoot, the be free. That's my purpose, and whoever want to come along with my version of freedom, you know what I'm saying? We all gonna be on that. And I've wanted to. I'm actually working on it now, being like more selfish. And I
Mm,
feel like the best work you can do for others is things that are aligned with what you want. You know what I'm saying? I feel like those are the best people that you can serve, that you can have any leadership for, that you can benefit. Those people that's on the same wave. And I don't think you really do a service when you like living outside of what's right for you. You know what I'm saying? But because none of us are really individuals, I do believe when you're doing things for yourself, that can impact others in a positive way. So, yeah, like I said, establishing my version of freedom that's tangible, that I can exist in, and bringing everybody else along that want that too.
okay, okay. We gotta be free from Kenneth. I like it. I like that a lot. Period. So you were talking a lot about your version of freedom. What can you expand a little more on that? What does that mean?
Um, I guess and there's some ways where it's like still being developed, but I do know whatever like liberation, right, can look so different for so many different people and what they're looking for. Um, and I know as far as like the existence I've had in America, there's so many different things I'm not on. You know what I'm saying? All the little isms and the is it? I guess I was about to say bias, but I guess the phobias because that's the whole suffix. Um, you know, and right, deconditioning is an ongoing process, right? It doesn't ever really stop, but as much as possible to decondition from the impacts of these different systems and things in our culture. And also I want like art to be established as like the center of, I think creativity is the holiest thing you can do, you know what I'm saying? And so that just being established as an ongoing process and really be deeply rooted in that. um and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no poverty and stuff.
Straight like that. Okay, okay. I definitely feel you. Like in this time that I spent by myself, I've kind of been just like I don't know, reanalyzing my values as a person, I guess. And
Word.
like I really felt that about the like just trying to separate from everything we've like learned and had ingrained into our psyches and trying to like kind of like forget everything to remember what's really important. And what's
Yeah.
important is that freedom and that creativity. I like that. I like that. Okay.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Very,
There's so
very
many lies we told, right? You know what I'm saying? There's so many like just practices that are normalized. It just ain't healthy. You know what I mean? And if that's what you want, you know what I'm saying, you can be on that. But you know what I'm saying? I definitely want to live in a way that's healthy for myself and healthy for the people around me.
straight like that. That's all we trying to do. That's all we trying to do. All right, we're gonna get to the next question. Um, hmm. You kind of answered this a little bit, but I'm gonna still ask it because you
I
might
can
say
answer
something
it
cool
again.
again. So I'm gonna ask. So what is your idea of success, and is that idea built on someone else's or your own?
Word. So I do think right, success is individual. So just for Ephraim, that success would be having that place, right? I don't know where it's gonna be yet. You know what I'm saying? It might be on some land in the country, might be out the country, wherever it's at, but having that land and having that community. Um, and then also just like limiting how many people it is, right? Because I feel like once you get too many people, things can get messed up.
Mm-hmm.
But also want to have some type of blueprint where it's like, yo, if you're trying to be on this, here's how we did it. You could do it over there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we have little get-togethers every once in a while. What's going on with y'all? And so yeah, being able to also sustain this community through art and creativity. Yeah, that's what I'm on. Is that yeah, I feel like aspects of it are definitely like informed from other people. You know what I'm saying? When I was trying to learn more about just history in general and what people have fought for and sought to achieve, I kind of took those things and used that to inform what I want for myself. And so definitely so many people who were fighting for what they felt was freedom for them, fighting for what they felt was liberation for them, and then figuring out, okay, how do I define that for myself?
Okay. I definitely like on the lowest of keys. I'm definitely trying to get the out of this country.
You know, right?
On
But
the
it's
low,
like, what's we call it? Imperialism and all that. It's like, dang, it's all bad everywhere. But I'm gonna find somewhere where it's like not.
literally my little cut of the universe.
You
I
know?
like it. Just build, have a little garden, plant some
Yeah,
trees,
right.
and everybody can just vibe.
Exactly.
Okay. Next question. So, in my time alone in my room, I've been peeping how just terrible everything is. And
Big
I've just
facts.
been trying to maintain an air of gratitude so that don't go insane about all the horrible things happening to other people, because I am like whole and alive and healthy. So I just wanted to ask you, what are you grateful for right now?
What am I grateful for right now? Man, I just got some candy. Like I just bought some, and I'm
What
really
kind?
excited to eat it later. I got some well, I guess marshmallows ain't technically candy, but I got a bag of marshmallows. I got some dots, some Skittles, some twin snakes, and some gummy bears that I'm very excited to eat. You know, I haven't
That's
had candy.
okay. It's
You said
kind of valid.
okay?
Two things are valid. You said dots and marshmallows.
You
I've
know,
never met a man who just buys that, but it's okay.
and it's cool, right? Not everyone's taste buds, you know what I'm saying, can appreciate, right? And I hope
Okay,
one
yeah,
day
you got that.
your
You
taste
got
buds
all the
get
dots
there.
and all the marshmallows. The
And the
least, yeah,
Skittles and the
you wrong,
twin
they not.
snakes and the gummy bears. You know what I'm saying?
You
These are
got that. You
all
got that on the gummy bears. Okay.
excellent gummy fruity candy that I haven't had in quite some time, and I'm very excited. I'm so grateful for that, and I can't wait till I'm eating it. That's gonna be
Okay.
such a beautiful moment. Yeah.
Go ahead. Release your inner child. That's valid.
I'm breathing and stuff. That's what's up. You know what I mean? That's also cool.
Ooh, Slangston wants to know about your
A
do-rag
do-rag
collection.
collection. It's very limited, actually virtually non-existent. Yep. I'm sorry to disappoint. You know what I
Dang,
mean?
that
But
is
that,
disappointing.
yeah,
You better,
I got this scarf though, you know
more.
what I'm saying? You probably gonna just see this scarf. There's one other scarf that I don't like as much, so it's mostly for when this scarf is lost. Um,
I felt that.
yeah, you know.
Okay. You got to re up on some do-rags, but it's all right. It's all
Right.
right.
One
We
day,
gonna keep it pushing.
things be costing
Um,
money.
they do, especially the special ones. Like
Right.
you got your rares, you got your commons.
And I
It's
be
like
looking like,
Pokemon, and you got to catch them all. That's the philosophy. Um, hmm. Ooh, this is kind of attached to that question, but I feel like as we grow, we come to reflect on the situations of our past with the lessons that we've learned, like as our present selves. So, are there any like negative past events that present time Ephraim is grateful for in the present? I said that already, but
no, I
let's
feel
go.
it. You know what? Like, everything that's happened, right, is made me who I am today. You know what I'm saying? And so, and I rock with who I am, right? I like Ephraim. Like, I'll be like, yo, it's so cool. I
Go
wish
ahead.
I could meet more people like you. um, but yeah, there's like hella things that like was not popping, right, led to this. And if and I'm not saying like trying to romanticize struggle, you know what I'm saying? Because yeah, not popping. But
Mm.
this was my path, you know what I'm saying? This is what led to where I'm at right now. And And so yeah, pretty much anything that I went through, but it's given me, the person I am. It's allowed me the ability now to also let other people know about things. You know what I'm saying? And so hopefully not everybody gotta go through the same stuff. So I know that's like mad vague because I ain't saying no particular negative things.
Nah, it's all cool. I'm not trying to like creep up all in your past.
Let me open my wound real quick.
I know, it's just something I've been considering lately. I've been trying to ask questions that I don't know I want to be asked, but this is my first time interviewing someone, and I hope I'm doing a good job. But,
oh, you good, you good.
Okay, thank you. Who is your biggest artistic influence?
LeBron James.
Your biggest artistic influence.
Okay,
LeBron James.
what LeBron James does on the basketball court, right, is definitely art. First, also the fact that he is an all-around basketball player, and myself, I also want to be like multifaceted in that way. You know what I'm saying? And I want my message and my words and all these things to be able to hit on multiple levels, right? I never just wanted to operate in one lane. And so especially as I'm like growing and people in different scenes, like I know some cats, right? They'll be in the little hole in the wall, the little spot, rocking a show, boom, boom, boom. They might go to something that whatever the little PSI circuit or some more national scene or something like that, doing their joints, and they like the crowds there might not be feeling. They be like, oh, y'all don't know real art, no way. You know what I'm saying? And then vice versa, right? You might have a cat that's on that more national scene, being more elitist with their work, and they can't rock no show at the hole in the wall. You know what I'm saying? And their work is less accessible. And then be like, oh, they don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to be able to have art that reaches in multiple places. You know what I'm saying? Like LeBron James, the only person with 30,000 points, 10,000 assists, and 10,000. Well, you're going to have 10,000.
I'm mad you got that memorized. I'm so
yes,
mad
he is top 10 in assists, top 10 in points. And there's no one else like that. You know what I'm saying? So when I think of myself as an artist and all the different things I want to do, the music and writing and poetry and theater, all these different things, it reminds me of the greatness and the excellence of number 23 of the Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron James.
That was beautiful. That was kind of beautiful. Okay.
You ain't know I was gonna bring it back like that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm mad that you made that make sense.
You know what I'm saying? He gonna bring 3 different titles to 3 different teams. When he brings this title to the Lakers, he just excellence in different places.
Okay. So, okay. I'm looking at my chicken scratch again.
Make sure we ain't got no LeBron James haters up in this chat real quick.
I'm neutral on LeBron James. He's pretty cool, you know.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, okay, so I got the next question.
Word.
What was the most prominent moment where you realized the power of your own words as a poet?
Man, I'm still. So I'll be having this mix of like insecurity and confidence, right, operating at the same time. And like also I like to weigh the positive and negative on a similar scale, so if somebody be like, oh, that poem was trash, I ain't gonna be like, oh, boom, just toss that out. But then when somebody says it's great, be like, oh, you right. You know what I'm saying? Right? If it could be great, it could be trash, right? And so also sometimes if someone's responding to my work, I'm like, that's what's up, that it impacted you that way. In the same way when it's negative, I'm like, okay, word, it impacted you that way. So I think it's I don't know if there's this big moment where it's like my work is definitely doing this thing, and maybe that's something I still got to grow to. But I also have like mad confidence. I can do whatever I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? It ain't really nothing. If I want to be on it, I could be on it. And so, I think more so exist in like a state of acknowledging the potential, but still have to recognize it when it's actually doing the work and it's happening in the moment. Yeah, but when I see somebody else do something, I'll be like, yeah, I can do that. I feel like I can do that. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take some work. It's going to take some wham, bam, boom. But I'm like, yeah, I can do that.
That's true. Okay. I like it. since you decided to use your artistic influence on LeBron James, who are your favorite poets?
Hanif Abdul-Rakib, Patricia Smith for sure. Scott Woods is an all-around writer, you know what I'm saying, as a poet as well, but this is an all-around writer. Portia O, man.
Ooh, yes,
Wow. Who else I'll be rocking with? There's a bunch of people I'll be rocking with. Ciara Freeman, amazing. Dinez, love Dinez's work.
Ooh, you
Pablo
listen to
Neruda.
out here. I love the taste. I love the taste.
Yeah. Pablo Neruda cold too. Really like Pablo Neruda. Who else I be liking? Black Chakra.
Oh, yes. Hometown hero. Period.
Let's see. Should I stop or should I keep going?
I mean, hey, I say keep going. If you got more, feel free to shout them out.
Joakim,
Y'all in the chat,
Joakim
shout out
Harvey.
your favorite poets too. Okay. So I was peeping the work. And I gotta say, my favorite poem of yours, I think, is the Afrofuturist fairy god being. Just it brought me so much intense joy. Like I was just like, because just Afrofuturism as a concept, I'm very attached to in just my general style and being. And I don't know, I like envisioning realities that are not this one. I wanted to, so you speak a lot about future realities where Blackness can exist unfiltered and like unbothered. How do you feel these realities can be achieved?
Just gotta be on it, right? I mean, one of those, right, is my little community that I'm gonna set up, and exist in that way, and also like de-centering whiteness. I think there's a lot of times, and even sometimes as a first step, I know for me, becoming more aware of things that was operating in the world and be like, everything I learned in school was a lie and all these different things. I was already conditioned to center whiteness, right? But then it was more of like, I should praise it. And so even learning about the evilness in whiteness, right? There still was a step of centering it. So just because you know what I'm saying, coming at whiteness, if it's still always the center of how you're operating, it's like, yo, you know what I mean? And so that's one thing, right? Where it's like, it truly is about the self-love. It truly is about focusing on what we gonna do for us, and as opposed to like, right, letting this other thing be the center of our conversations or the center of how we operate. And you know what I'm saying? Like, bam, bam, boom, do our thing, yada, yada, you know what I mean? And just existing and then allowing ourselves to exist in all the different ways that we do exist. Because Blackness is definitely not monolithic, right? Yeah.
Okay. I really like that thought of decentering whiteness. I feel like a lot of my time growing up was just built on like whiteness as the foundation and me as the other. And there was this quote, I forgot who it was by, and I'm probably gonna butcher it, but it was sort of, I'm gonna just paraphrase. But it was talking about how like we as Black people spend so much time trying to prove ourselves to white people that we like forget our identity by ourselves instead of just in comparison to this like being that's always trying to tell us that we're not enough, so we have to prove that we're enough. I really agree that we have to like stop with that, like, period.
Yeah, and it's not an accident, right? You know what I'm saying? It's deliberate for that to happen, right? It's a very much set and planned action for us to focus on this other thing. I mean, we 14% of the population in America, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like there's and sometimes, right, I could be in a little spot, I'm forgetting it's like hella white people around. I remember even at my school, like I was a Pan-African Studies major. All the events I went to was hella Black people, but then I would go to like a school-wide event and I'm like, oh yeah.
Y'all exist,
right? It's like it's 80% of y'all, right? And so, especially for individuals who aren't in a place or in a setting where they could constantly be surrounded with themselves, right? If you go into a certain job and your job wants to censor whiteness, and your media wants to censor whiteness, and even your friends, it's like it could be very difficult to not compare yourself to what your entire country is telling you to compare yourself to, right? So, like I said, it's not an accident. It has to be a very deliberate process of getting rid of that, which also helps, right, when you're surrounded by yourself.
This nigga, you right in the chat, genuine and saying this nigga wise. This nigga wise as hell. Okay, he said that silk scarf must be anointed with holy oil. Straight like that.
Oh,
You spitting. I definitely also feel like, even just like as Black people in our like identity, I feel like we try like there's this structure of what Black people look like, and it's just we try so hard to fit into that. Like a lot of my time was spent being mad that like I can't cornrow or I can't do certain dances and stuff, and I couldn't just vibe and be myself and like enjoy the interests that I have. And I feel like that's another piece of the puzzle that we have to deliberately just like become ourselves, like instead of
for sure, right? Like going back, my bad, go ahead.
No, I was done. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, right. Like Blackness, right? It's not a monolith, and if you Black, you're doing something, you're doing it Black, right? But also this balance where culture does exist, right? And so there are like rituals and traditions and music and art, and clothing and language. I feel like those are the aspects of culture. There might be something else I'm missing, right? And so there are things that have been cultivated, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about Black Americans at this point, and that are going to exist in a lot of spaces, right? But it's not going to be like this is the experience for every single one of us. And so, right, also having that, recognizing that balance where there is culture that exists, and there can even be somebody, right, who never got to interact with Black culture. You know what I'm saying? Culturally, a Black person can have hella detachment to Blackness, right? But they're still Black, right? And the things they're doing is still Black, but it's to have these either detachments or whatever from culture. And I think that's what sometimes get mixed up, right? And it's like that balance of recognizing like there's the culture aspect, but then also it's like at the end of the day we Black, you know what I'm saying?
Straight like that.
Yeah.
And I love it here. Yeah. I was imagining if the parallel universe stuff that he's talking, and my sister was like, if my parallel universe self white, I'm coming, I'm praying on the downfall. I was like, hey yo, like,
oh man,
because I would be so blown.
Yeah, that'll be wild. That'll be wild.
Not being able to season my food, it was a shame, a real shame. What else we got on my list of questions? Oh. So here's one. Okay, period. So how I've noticed that like as artists and poets we often have to like, or at least in my experience, I've struggled with trying so hard to create like a separate identity for myself, like socially and just like in my work and performance style and stuff like that, that is often difficult to maintain in comparison to like my real nigga Miranda's. And I kind of I'm curious because I was looking at your videos and you seem so much like just that nigga, you know, that I'm talking to right now, and it seems like the same person. So I wanted to ask you like how do you have any tips for like maintaining your persona and identity within the artistic world and this new realm of social media that we all grow up in today?
Yeah, you know, I was actually just talking to someone not too long ago too, right? Where when you didn't have as much access to, right, celebrities and different artists and all these things, you could have easier, right, this completely different like person that's existing from your artistic self or your celebrity self or whatever that is. And now even more so, and I think people were still buying into personality before, but I feel like now even more so when people are being invested in a certain like celebrity or artist, so much of that is like this personality and like, I want to see what you tweeting and I want to see what you Instagramming and but who are you, right, beyond the art? And it's and there's still, right, people who have like, this is the artist me, this is the other me. But for myself, it was also just a journey, right? Because also originally it's like not even recognizing, right, this other personality that was on. And I think I would notice it most if I was like talking a little bit before a poem, you know, and I'd be like, yeah, you know, I wrote this because I like chairs and I wanted to talk about chairs. When the chair happened and I seen the chair, right? And it's like, yo, I just heard you talking. Like, that's a very different person right now.
That's all I got.
And right, we're still performing, but how does that come closer and closer to who we are? But that also for me, right, is a journey of figuring out more and more. I have to learn more of who I am to have those things be married as much. Which also, yo, is a personal decision too. Like you could be on some like, nah, that's my artist me. It's a whole nother cat. You know what I'm saying? Artist me like, I don't know, whatever. Artists need like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe artists need like quinoa and, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Me need like sugar rice. I don't know. That's another decision, because also I think some people kind of need that separation and need those two things to be distant. But for me, yeah, it's like, how do I get it as close as possible? And that just makes it easier also for creating, right? And connecting to people too. And also so I could like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes when if it's mad different, you might got cats who like your work and you might not like them because they like this aspect of you ain't really on. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I feel like I answered that hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. You always spitting the wise words. Thanks with it. You were talking about just like learning who you are in that journey. So I just wanted to, you know, for all the little eggs in the chat, use this time wisely. Learn about yourself. Become yourself. If you don't y'all niggas don't even know what you like and what you don't like. And it's
people don't even know it or why they like it. That's the real thing, yo. Like sometimes you start asking cats some questions and get to like, oh, which is fine, right? Because you know when you don't know something, that there's all these opportunities for exploring or whatever. But yo, like, know why you be on what you be on. You ain't got to be on something different. Just know why you on what you on. You know, and that's why I get excited when I like, if somebody start asking some questions and I realize like, yo, I don't know why I like that, right? And I get to take this whole journey. I get to investigate myself. I get to see like what the root of it was. You know what I'm saying? Maybe something happened when I was 5. You know, it'd be like that a lot of times too, though. It's like so many of our childhood experiences develop into these different personality traits or habits and mannerisms and all that. So I love that journey for but it can also be scary, right? You know what I'm saying? We're not always ready to learn why we on what we on. So at the same time, I guess, yeah, take at your own pace, but hopefully just get there eventually.
Yes. But hey, I'm just trying to let y'all know y'all got so much time by yourself. You know, I've been journaling like what is something that like a poet, I guess. But I am. I've been journaling like a poet, just learning about myself, and it's exciting.
Yeah,
very exciting. But So I told you my favorite poem of yours. What's your favorite poem of yours?
My favorite poem of mine, keep changing for real. But right now, at this very moment, I'm gonna have to say Prison Got Bars. Is so it had like 4 different versions. A lot of my poems be having hella different versions because it'd be like that.
I do.
And so this past version, I think I had it mostly done more edits or whatever. Then yeah, you know, I like where it came from, and like I said, I think, you know, sometimes when I'm doing it, I'm like, it was definitely influenced heavily by Michelle Alexander's book. Kim done heard a bunch of the versions, but heavily influenced by Michelle Alexander's book, The New Jim Crow. But then, and right, the whole concept is it's a battle rap from prison to a black boy, and
I seen it. I seen the fire.
Yeah, so I wrote it the first time, but I was very much like still a spoken word poet interpreting a battle rapper, right? And I remember actually I was the sacrificial poet for the individual World Poetry Slam. So I was in the back like practicing, and Black Chakra seen me, and he was like, "What poem do you have that you practice like that?" Right? Because you could see that I was about to say some bars. So he was like, "What poem? I haven't heard this version of Ephraim." And I remember thinking like, man, I wonder what a Black Chakra version of this poem would. That would be hella hard. So I was doing it, and I changed a little bit more since then. But I recognized like the poem wasn't true to the persona. And, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it was too heavily steeped in like this spoken word version. So I'm like, no, like if you're gonna be a battle rapper, be a battle rapper. Like, and you watch battle rap, so it's not like you don't know. You know what I'm saying? And so I did some more research and like, you know what I'm saying, figured out like, okay, no, this is what I'm gonna be all the way true to the persona. And yeah, I'm proud of that work.
Okay. I like it. I don't know if I'm a. Okay, so tell me if, and it's fine if you're not, because I understand the pressure. But if you trying to spit that poem or trying to spit something for us,
Man,
that new writing you say you have? Ooh.
all the new stuff. No, the new stuff ain't ready yet.
That's valid.
I mean, I could. Well, I got to do a poem now, right now.
Ooh. For the homies,
Okay.
you know.
Boom. I guess I should do that one since I just talked about it, even though probably heard it a bunch of times because I've been doing it a lot
I'm here
lately.
for it. Because this is live. Hello.
Boom. Okay. I ain't gonna stand up, but let me prop it up a little bit. His soul said no. Now I'm on it. A black boy in prison get into a rap battle. Prison got too many bars. See, why y'all always got me going against the same tide competition? Like, I don't lock these niggas down every time. But ain't nothing new under the sun, so history go have to repeat itself. Story times, he wanted to be a millionaire. Nah, that's the wrong game. You in jeopardy, but still was trying to get a lifeline, nigga. You thought reading all those books would stop folk from having to put money on your books? You wasn't listening to the grapevine, nigga. That's why I got a zero tolerance policy for y'all. Think education gonna save you? Like I ain't got a school, the prison pipeline, nigga. I'm your inheritance. I've been preparing you for this since you was in the sandlot. That's why black boys don't smile in pictures. They just practicing for their mug shots. See, Dwayne, I cart a boy to a cell, he be flinching. They want to BG's list of gangsters convention. They want to be the centerpiece like an ottoman. I ain't talking about Turks. Listen, slow it down. Dwayne Carter, BG, Turk, that's 3 hot boys I just mentioned. Wait, which one I'm missing? Juvenile, already got them in detention. I'm a magician. Take the neighborhood block and put it in a cell block. Make your daddy disappear as soon as I say so. I've been plotting on you since you was a day old. Had plans for you to spread the white for the bread like mayo, but we already know what happened to niggas that mess with the cane. They end up like Abel. Boy, you really think you fly, huh? Nah, you barely off the ground. Chris Angel. But I'll really make you fly. This Super Maxwell make you want ascension with pretty wings and a halo. And I hope you know, even though we battling, there's still a relationship. But don't think if you leave me, it's a tie. It's not. We married. Till death do us part. The only way you leave is if you tie in the knot. Have the light flashing before your eyes like you've never seen before. The noose whisper in your ear, outlining your pain like dead Mike in CB4. Boy, I ain't going nowhere. I've been here. Since power set in man's hands, I've been real. I'm the one that brought the blood, the sweat, and the tears. I'm the one that kept humanity going. They tried to erase slavery. I became a phoenix and was reborn in America. See, America's my favorite. I brought it to chattel slavery so the masses wouldn't say captives as humans. That's the new wave. But y'all niggas still tried to abolish me, just couldn't behave. Thought that 13th Amendment would put me in a new grave. Nah, what them 13 amendments was make them a criminal first. That's how you turn them into a new slave. But you really thought slavery was over, huh? Well, I got bad news. You thought Kanye was tripping when he said slavery is a choice? Hell yeah, it's a choice, nigga. You just ain't the one who choose. And I'm greedy, got a taste for that black blood too. That's why if you take everyone that's not black outside of prison, you can't tell if I'm half empty or half full. You know what, my fault, I forgot the rules for this. I can't battle unless I talk about the gun I brought or how big it is. My gun is hungry, so I stuff it full of court cases till the barrel's bloated, locked and loaded. Every case gets a body, I got cops for quotas. It's pitiful. You really thought I wasn't gonna spit at you? You know the bigger the gun, more lives it takes when it gets at you. My gun's so big, I called the attorney general. Nigga, this ain't rehabilitation. I'm the backbone of this nation. Large picture. And I'm taking you hostage. Got the shackles, the handcuffs. So I'm into the bondage. Believe that. Axe Khaled ain't no major key for that. Because a black boy in prison getting to a rap battle. Prison. Got too many bars.
Ooh. Ooh, can we get some snaps and some claps and some fire and some hearts in the chat for that? Ooh, like what? This nigga say, you think it's a tie? It's not. I was stuck on that for a moment. I was just like, period. Like, you had me in the corner just with my stank face on the whole time. Period.
Oh, man. Thank you.
Leave some more hearts. I see you sitting there watching your own little keyboard and not putting more hearts in. You better do it. Put some more flames and some more tens. Yeah. Yeah. Okay then. Ooh, hold on. We just need a moment of silence for that. Period.
Oh,
You ate that up.
Thank you.
So when did you start writing?
So like the very, very, very first time was 2010. It was my senior year, and my English teacher would have us like write poems before class. And I was like, this is cool, you know. Made me try to express myself. And so I got me a little poetry book. It was October 2010. But at that time, it was mostly like, you broke my heart, or like, mostly actually, you broke my heart. That's pretty much it. And then it was later on at Kent State. There will be a bunch of different like open mics and everything. And at that time too, though, like a lot of the poems was usually like use some flowery language. I don't really got to know what you're talking about. And so, you know, I was doing my little poems about nothing. And hey, songs about nothing. All right, I was doing my little poems about nothing. And then I seen someone do a poem. And it was the first time in person I saw someone really like affect a room with their poetry, and for us to be collectively like into it. So I'm like, yo, that's what's up. I want to try that. And so I remember I made like an updated version of The Revolution Will Not Be Televised. And I just like took all the references and yeah, just updated and stuff, put a little stuff here and there. Mm-hmm. And I did it. And it was like, got a nice reaction. I'm like, okay, this is cool. And so at that, I was doing like one poem every like once in a long time. And that was probably like 2014. And so January 2015, I was like, I want to, you know what I'm saying, actually like invest in my craft and take this more seriously. So like 11 kinda, but 15 is like my real start, right? Because that's when I actually tried to grow and pay attention to what I was doing and write on a regular basis.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, I was, I feel like I was about 14 or 15 too, but I
was 2011, 2015. Yeah, that makes sense. That's confusing. So more like how old was I in 2011? Well, it's 2020 right now. Mm-hmm. So 18. Wait, no, that's 9 years ago. So 8. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
27, 7. Oh yeah, 18. Yeah, I did that right. Yeah. Okay. 18 and 20 and 22. 22.
I'm mad because I feel like so many people have that story of just like experiencing poetry in English class and it just being some like random like Edgar Allan Poe or something, and they're just like, ooh, what is this? But as soon as they see like somebody really like doing their thing with the spoken word, they'll be like,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've only seen some Def Jam videos or something like that, but that like seemed distant, right? But to see somebody doing it live, I'm like, oh, what? That's wild.
Yeah. For real. It's just upsetting. Like, I wish more English teachers would like. I wish more English teachers would like show off all the different types of poetry. That stuff makes.
Man, they don't be knowing either, man. They be liking black poetry too, like.
That is so sad. So Next question. What does your writing process look like? Like, take me through the step by step, if you got.
Every poem is, you know what I'm saying? It's really just listening to whatever the poem demands. And then they be demanding different stuff based off their needs. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I'll just get the idea and I could wham, well, rarely I'll get the idea and I could wham bam right there. It's actually, Joakim mentioned Waffle House. That was one of the few times, like,
Yeah.
went to Waffle House. Joakim was there. I was very mad. And like when I went to write it, it just flowed out. And I only made a couple edits and boom. A lot of times though, I might be like sitting on an idea for a long time. And so like I'll be just flushing it out as I'm thinking about it. And then I'll finally go to write it. And then I'm like, all right, I just got to write like everything I could possibly think about it, you know, and just get it all out. And then I'll go like, okay, let's try to like organize these thoughts. Then I'll start cutting. And then I'll figure out what does the poem need. Maybe the ending, maybe it ain't got no ending. Maybe it needs a better concept, whatever. Add that on there, cut some more, look at it, might reorganize it, then cut some more, then do some other edits. And then I'll get to a version where like, I feel like I could say this out loud. And I basically kind of just repeat that process, like, because there's some poems where I'll be doing it, I'll memorize it and everything. And I'm like, oh man, this isn't happening no more, right? And so I go back and edit it, and I might be running with that version for a while. The poem is kind of never finished. But for the most part, more than anything, is getting all the ideas out, figuring out like, what am I talking about? Who am I talking to? Why am I writing this? Why Ephraim? Because also, I used to have poems where like, I just knew it was original. I just knew it was by me. And I would go out and do them, and someone like, that sounds just like, I'm like, what? The poem I never heard of, right? But the thing is I was so general, it wasn't my poem, right? Because this was anybody could have did this, right? And so like, how do I write a? There you go. How do I write a poem where it doesn't make sense for someone else to say it, or where it would take more specific like experiences or whatever from them to be able to come to that point. You know what I'm saying? So even with the Afrofuturistic joint, which that has like 5 other versions now, right? It's more rooted in my church experience, right? Even Prison Got Bars, like I like battle rap. So what are these things, what are these interests I could put into the poem that can make it a little bit more of a reason to come from me? And then yeah, just like hella drafts, hella edits, and it just don't stop.
I really like that last part. I think that's so special and important for young writers to remember, is the why of it all and the why you of it all.
Yes.
And because I feel like so many poems are just the same problem that we all know exists and experience, but it's just like, you gotta put your own little flavor on it.
Right, exactly. And also and that's what can make it interesting, because I remember sometimes I'll be coaching and they'll like talk about their ideas for poems they wanted to write. And there'll be a couple ideas like, ooh, I hope, they settle on these ideas. And they'll be like, they always would settle on these like whacker ideas, and they thought they was good because they never heard that poem before. And it's like, yo, one, just because you never heard it before, like, I don't hear a bunch of poems about the I don't know, sitting when you first sit in a chair. But also I'm not super interested in when you first sit in the chair. You know what I'm saying? So just because you haven't heard it by itself doesn't make it interesting. But like, what angle can you take from that? Maybe you talk from the perspective of the chair, right? Or maybe there's other things you can do. But also, when you are on a topic like we was talking about that other people talk about, what's going to make it interesting is you talk about from like, how does this impact you personally, and why are you talking about it right now? And that allows us to, because at the end of the day, man, ain't nothing new under the sun. You know what I'm saying? Every poem ain't got recorded, but it's happening somewhere, right? And it's like, well, I ain't seen it on YouTube, so it must not happen. But no, it's happening, yo. It's happening.
For real. I feel like everybody just remixing things that already exist, but that's cool. That's cool.
That's real though, right? But like, no matter what you're doing, there is like a predecessor. It's just whether or not you know them or not. And when you do, that's what I think allows you to be more original, because you can see that lineage, and so then you can adopt it. When you don't know what tree you're borrowing from, that's when you're not able to be as innovative. And so that, like I said, that's what was happening with older poems. I didn't know the people I was borrowing from, because I didn't even think I was borrowing from nobody. And so I'm walking around thinking I got something original, and it's not actually adding to anything. But like when when that's what that studying come into, you know what I'm saying? Which I definitely got to be myself way better at. And like, okay, now I can see all these different connections, like, and I can see where this is coming from, where this is coming from, and then that's when I can impact it in my own way because I understand the history that it's had.
This you always just spitting for the chat. I love it. I love it. And I just want to say thank you real quick for the comments. Oh, thank you. I did my hair myself. Okay, I'm moving along. But so I done heard you done moved to Baltimore. How you liking it? What inspired you to come down for the homies?
So I can't really experience it that much, right? Because like Corona. So I felt like I had been in Ohio for like a long time, and wherever I moved, I needed there to be a lot of Black folk and some poppin' poetry. And so Baltimore got that. Also too, being able to see certain poets and on like the national slam scene, and no matter what the space is, right, elitism is going to impact it. And so even though slam was born out of this like, forget the academic space, we gonna be on our own thing, and it grew more and more to champion like marginalized voices and all these things. And when you look at that final stage, you definitely see in all these different people, the elitism in poetry is still going to enter in, right? And so that's also going to like alienate like Black voices. And so one thing that I always loved every time I seen Baltimore on stage is out of the top tier teams, like they was the blackest, right? Not just in presence, but the literary devices they would use, the aesthetics of the poem, the topics that would take place. There are things that you will find in spaces more populated in Black people in terms of spoken word and poetry that you don't find as much as other spaces. And a lot of times when people are coming into really any like space, right? If they're going up that line, if it's a literary space, if it's a slam space, anything like that, sometimes those are the first things that they shed, right? So you might go to a little open mic round the way, you see hella people rhyming, you coming up and slang, like you stop rhyming, and so some cats will look at it like, oh, I'm not rhyming because it's rudimentary or whatever that word is. It's like, no, you don't know how to do it good. Because the thing is, we have seen so many rhymes. It's much harder to impress people with something that we've been perceiving so much, right? And so even with poets and singers, right, like you can get by with some whacker poems in some spaces because people ain't heard as much spoken word. But you try to sing mediocre, be looking at you like, nah, bro, I done heard all the singers in the world, like. And so that's what would happen with rhyming. So you would have a cat that can kind of get farther with their non-rhyming poetry because certain spaces haven't heard that as much. But as opposed to acknowledging that that's a tougher skill to master because of how much we've like been around it, people want to act like it's below them. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm going all over the place. But like I said, a lot of times as people would climb that ladder, they would start to get rid of those things that you more often find in Black spaces. And Baltimore did not do that. And I've always, and they was the only top tier team that was on that I perceive in my very limited slam experience. So I'm sure it's like hella different in other times. But and I'm like, yo, like I want to be around that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes, say it louder for the people in the back, cause niggas be sleeping on us, and it's just.
But be losing though. How you sleep and losing though? Because it's different. It's different if you know what I'm saying. If you sleep and you won, but like that would be getting me, man. People would lose to Baltimore and try to howl like bro. All right, okay.
Yikes. So we got like 1 minute, 2 minutes left. So, before we go, you got anything you want to plug? Any last tips for the young artists,
What'd you say?
I said we about to go. We got like 1-2 minutes left. So, do you have anything you want to plug or any tips for any young artists?
Oh man, I guess I ain't really got nothing to plug right now. Nope. But any tips? Yo, man, I'll say find out what you like and do that. You know what I'm saying? I think for myself right there, it can be really easy to chase whatever we think this greatness is. right? But there's so many different versions of that. Even going back to like having your own definition of success. You know what I'm saying? And I always think of cats who eating at people on the howl on, right? Like people be trying to come at Ruby Kaur's neck, you know what I'm saying? Be like, oh, this is bad writing. Well, she's selling hella books. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure she like her writing. You know what I'm saying? I don't like Prince EA's poetry. Always thinking it, but yo, millions of views every video. I'm sure he like his poetry. And so figure out what you like and then figure out what craft looks like